Hey everybody, what's up? Very interesting what's going on right now. Very interesting. Actually, I see other people starting to offer up the same sort of evidence and economic data that I have been showing you now for weeks, particularly if you are an MMT Trader subscriber. You've been getting this information from me for weeks now. For example, they've been show. I've seen other people starting to look at the bank lending data. All right, that I include that in my MMT Trader report every week, an update on that bank lending data. And I was talking about, or I have been talking about, how the growth in bank credit has been collapsing. It's been absolutely collapsing. Okay. And another thing I saw people talk about was gasoline demand, and I put that in my report every week, and I show charts of that. And I spoke about how just recently, a few weeks back, we hit the lowest demand in 16 years, and we're still running at a year over year 8.5% decline in gasoline demand. Now, you normally don't see that happen. I mean, gasoline demand trends up year after year after year. There are some seasonalities in there, and this is a seasonally soft period for gasoline demand, but still the year over year decline has been far surpassing anything that we normally see seasonally right now. So that's the thing. I keep telling you, you get the stuff from me first. There's nobody else out there who does the work that I do. Some of the, I guess more savvy people, they catch on to it eventually. Like I'm starting to see some of the same analysis pop up by some of the savvier individuals, but they're still late. They're still way behind what I give to you. And the rest of the crowd, I mean, forget it. Forget about it. They're never going to get it. I want to talk about something which has to do with the Forex market, and that is the Mexican peso. I advise going short the Mexican peso. I guess it was about a week ago, buying dollar peso at 20.30. We got filled on that last week, and then had a nice bounce. Basically, let me back up a second. My rationale for buying that dollar peso pair, in fact, selling the peso, and I think I did a video on it, was that the Mexican central bank, once again, out of paradigm, doing all the wrong things, raising interest rates to try to protect the peso when that is, in fact, bearish for the currency. Right? I've gone over this a million times. Rate hikes are price increases. Price increases are inflationary, all else being equal. Inflation does not make your currency buy more. It buys less, and that's reflected in the foreign exchange market as a weaker exchange rate. Hello? And as I've said before, a currency is a government security of zero maturity. And everybody understands when the central bank of a government raises the rates, the price of the security goes down. The discount to par reflecting the interest rate. Everyone understands that. When the Fed raises rates, bond prices go down. Same thing with the currency. The dollar is a treasury of zero maturity. That's it. So we were making money on that dollar Mexican peso. It was up almost about 1%, I guess 6.7%. Very easy trade for me. But then yesterday, Mexico decides, the Bank of Mexico says it was going to offer hedge instruments, right? What is hedge instruments against a further drop in the peso. So right away, what do you think happened? Right away, all the zombies, they started buying pesos. They don't even know what it means yet. Now, they're not fixing exchange rates. Okay, that would have been different. If they would have said from now on, the dollar peso exchange rate was 19 or 18, that's it. Game over, at least for a while. I mean, it's much easier for the central bank to keep the currency weak than it is to keep the currency strong. They have fewer options when it comes to keeping the currency strong. You could have massively high taxes and massively high austerity. In other words, really kind of limiting the quantity of that money creation. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that they can do to keep it strong. But anyway, they offer these hedge instruments. So the zombies, of course, they started buying peso like crazy. So we got like a 2% rise in the peso. So my position went underwater a little bit. Not to worry. I read into it. I read more into it. And apparently what they're doing is they're offering these currency hedges settled in peso. Okay? So in other words, they're protecting, and they haven't given a rate yet, an exchange rate. But in other words, it's from my understanding that if the peso drops, wherever you are hedged, at what price you buy that thing, whatever that strike price is, it's basically like a put option on the peso. The central bank will pay you the difference in peso. So what is this? This is money printing, right? They're going to credit bank accounts with pesos to keep it from going down, but that's exactly what's going to make it go down. So this is their policy. So today we see a further blip up in the peso. The zombies are still in there. You know, the zombies, they're hard to kill. They're hard to kill. All right, if you watch that show on HBO? What's the name of that show? I forget, but it's the zombie show. They're hard to kill. Zombies are hard to kill. Same thing in our realm, in the realm of markets. The zombies are very hard to kill. So that is a very interesting development. Once again, it shows you very clearly, I think, how the mass of mainstream economics and institutional economics that goes all the way up to the highest levels, at the level of central banks. It's like ECB with negative interest rates thinking it's a stimulus when it's obviously a tax. And they're sitting there now for 7-8 years saying, Jesus, why is the economy not growing better? Why is the economy not growing better? Because you're freaking austerity and taxing it to death. Why is the economy like? We better do more negative interest rates. Same thing, Bank of Japan, right? No, fiscal policy off the table. You can't do that. That's the thing that would work. So that's what's going on right now. It's wild. By the way, oil down. Makes me a little nervous. You got a lot of people now thinking that oil's going to come down. So we got to watch that closely. But there's a big, long spec position in oil. I want to see some of that get liquidated, and maybe we jump back in. That's it for now, folks. If you don't have my MMT Trader Report, what are you waiting for? Go sign up. Go to pitbulleconomics.com. And right there on the front page, on the home page, you'll see, get the 30-day free trial. I give you all this stuff before everyone else. Even before the really, so-called savvy people, you get all this stuff before everybody. This is like having inside information, only better. And it's not illegal. Bye.